Okay, good afternoon or good day, everyone. So this is the last lesson for the subject Purposive Communication 2. That is Varieties of Public Speaking. So from the first day up to now, we are discussing how to improve your public speaking skills, okay, your communicative skills, okay, because this is very important, especially if you will go out of your field. Though your, let's say, your course is not really related, it's not really more on public speaking, it is more on computer skills. But then again, we don't know, okay, there are times that we need to study or to at least practice public speaking for let's say surprise speech. Okay, let's say your company will assign you to say something, so therefore we are discussing how to improve your public speaking skills. And I hope after this subject ends, this course ends, definitely you can try to express yourself in speaking in public. Okay, so this is the last topic. So let us discuss. Let us proceed to speaking to inform. As what we have discussed the last time before the lockdown, there are different purposes. Okay, there are different purposes why we are speaking. Definitely, every time we open our mouth, there is always a purpose, and we will be discussing those purposes. So number one, we are speaking to inform. Okay, so we are opening our mouth to inform. That is what we call informative speech. Okay, so informative speech is this is a kind of speech wherein we give information. Okay, we give information, we transfer information, we transmit information or data through our speech. Okay, we're going to discuss different types. Number one, we have definition. Of course, maybe by the word itself, we already have the clue. So when we say definition informative speech, it simply means that this type of speech goes more profound than the dictionary meaning of a concept by giving an extended definition of it. Okay, basically when we say definition informative speech, it is giving you a meaning. Okay, it is defining you a word or a concept or anything, but this time, since it is an informative speech, you are giving a more profound or extended definition of a thing or a concept. Okay, so this is beyond or more than dictionary meaning. Dictionary meaning, you will just simply define it. Okay, same thing with informative speech, but this time you are defining a word or a concept in a more profound and extended way. So according to Gregory 2018, while a dictionary definition would only settle lightly on the listener's brains, okay, so according here, the focus of dictionary definition is more on it gives you settlement to the listener's brain. It will give lightly on the listener's brain. It feeds the listener's brain and probably vanish overnight, while an extended definition is likely to stick firmly. It stick firmly because you gave a lot or a complete definition or explanation, definition of something or a concept. One of the effective way of relaying the extended definition of thing or a concept is through comparing and contrasting it with a similar item. Okay, one of the best way, according here, the best way to explain it, the best way to define it, to extend its meaning, its definition, to give a profound meaning or definition, that is through comparing Alright? When we say comparing, that is when we are comparing to the same things. Contrasting, that is the difference between two things. Through these things, comparing and contrasting, it is an effective way on relaying an extended or more profound definition of a thing or a word or a concept. Okay, so that is number one type of informative speech. First, we have definition. Number two in type of informative speech is description. Informative speech. When we say description, I know you already have a clue by the word itself. When we say description, it describe. So meaning, this refers to the use of words, okay, use of words to paint a vivid picture of a person, place, object, or event. The following patterns could be used in describing the subject of the speech, such as spatial, chronological, and topical. So when we say description, you are giving words or terms that would describe a person, a place, or anything, or a concept. That is, you're using those words because you want to paint a vivid picture to your listener. You want your listener a vision, okay? A vision of the thing, of the place, or the object through your words, okay? Let's say if you want to describe or to give information of what kind of planet is Mars is, okay, so definitely you will use descriptive words, okay? You will say that Mars is this, you will give the characteristics, or if that is a person, you will give the behaviors, the attitude. Those are descriptive words, okay? Why are you doing that? Because you are painting or you are drawing a vivid picture in your listener's mind, okay? So according also to Gregory, you can use these three subject describing the subject of the speech. Number one is via spatial. When we say spatial, it has something to do with space. You can describe things, place, object, okay, through its distance. Okay, how close it is to you. Of course, the more a person, a place, and an object is nearer, the more it's near to you, the more you can describe the person or the place, okay, because you have your personal encounter. So when we say spatial, it has something to do with space or the distance. Chronological. When we say chronological, class, chronological, we can use it mostly in history. When we are trying to give information way back in our history, but you can define how you can give an information unless you will tell the history or the story in chronological order, especially if that is a history, or let's say that's a history. So you cannot tell a story or a history in just different way. Let's say you mix up the dates, okay? You will tell the story in 1917, afterwards 1950, mix 2000 at present. No, you cannot do that, okay? If you want your audience to get the information from time to time, you need to do it in a chronological way. Or topical. When we say topical, meaning topic by topic, lesson by lesson, okay? So let's say your topic is about let's say it's about COVID-19, okay? So definitely, for you to inform, to give information or data to your audience, you will discuss it or describe it topical. When you say topical, by topics, okay? Let's say first you will discuss where did this COVID-19 origins, okay? And after that, another topic, okay, about China, so on and so forth. That is topical. So these are the three ways we could, or three patterns that we could use in describing the subject of the speech. We have spatial, chronological, and topical. Next, the third descriptive or the third informative speech type is the process. The process informative speech. And I know you already have the clue. When we say informative topic speech, the process speech aims to, we have two aims. One, to demonstrate how to perform a process so that the audience can use the skills afterward. So this is a kind of speech or informative speech. You are giving information through demonstrating how a process was made. Why? Why are you doing that? Because afterward, you are expecting your audience to demonstrate or to do it or to apply the skills that you are demonstrating. Okay? So that's why it is called process informative speech. Number 2, we have provide information on how something is done or how something works so that the audience can understand it. So this time, again, you are providing information on how something is being done or how something works, okay? So that your audience can understand whether they apply it after the speech or not. Okay, it's up to them. But again, the process informative speech is a type of informative speech or speech wherein you are transferring information, you are giving information through demonstrating a process, whether you expect them to apply the skill afterward or not. Okay? So again, first we have definition, second we have description, third we have process, and the last type of informative speech is explanation. Okay? So when we say explanation, this speech is focused on giving an in-depth explanation of a particular topic. Okay? So this time it is more on in-depth explanation. Okay? So it aims to explain how or why something occurs rather than just describing it. Okay? In description, you are describing things. You are describing concepts, persons, places. But this time, you are explaining how something happens or occurs. Okay? Let's say the water cycle. Okay? You are explaining how to do it. So that is an explanation informative type of speech. Next, for this type of speech, a speaker should conduct in-depth research using books, articles, and interviews rather than relying on experiences. That's true. Okay? So definitely the only group of people that could provide an explanation for something, especially in-depth explanation for something or some concept, are the experts, are the masters of their topic. Why? It is important that the speaker has the credibility in explaining. Would you trust a farmer to explain what COVID-19 is? Definitely not. Why? Because we all knew that the job or the work or the duty of a farmer is everything or any stuff connected to farming. Okay? So it has something to do with credibility. So a speaker in explanation, informative type of speech should have an in-depth study, research. Okay? Whether that person used books, articles, interviews, or researches, okay, rather than relying on experiences. For example, not just relying on your experiences. Like for example, I know how storms rages, okay? How storms destroys provinces, okay? Farms. I know that because I have an experience with that. But then again, I could not explain it deeply how these storms was formulated, how it was formed, what is the movement of it. Why? Because I am not the expert to explain it in depth. That's why, again, the credibility is very important. in explanation, informative type of speech. Okay? So again, those are the different types. We are starting now the lesson for the last period, finals period, which is varieties of public speaking. First, we are discussing speaking to inform, informing or informative speech. So next meeting, we will be discussing, or next video, we will be discussing about how or the guidelines in an informative type of speech. Okay? So thank you.